Hi guys, and welcome back to I'll Read What She's Reading. I'm Mikayla.
I'm Reggie.
And I'm Kennedy.
In today's episode, we are going to be doing our Fall TBR. And before we do that, we're going to be updating on our Summer TBR. If you guys didn't listen to our Summer TBR episode, maybe go take a listen before you listen to this, because we're just going to update you guys on everything. If we didn't finish it, if we did,
All eyes go to me.
it's okay. Who wants to go first? You want to go first, Kennedy?
Sure, yeah. I did very well. I finished all 4, technically 5 of the books that I said I was going to read, and
Which one was your favorite?
Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. That's no surprise.
No surprise.
Honestly, the rest were either a little bit of a disappointment or very lackluster. So my summer reading actually has been really rough.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping fall is going to be better. And I'm also hoping to redeem myself from last fall's TBR, because I think I read 1 from my fall TBR last year. So this year I'm going to do better.
That's okay. Reggie?
There's 2 books that I haven't read yet, and I don't know if I'm going to read them because I don't know why I picked like 2 thrillery books. I don't know why I did that. That's definitely not the summer vibe. The first one was If We Were Villains, and the second one was Look Closer by David Ellis. I feel like I should still read Look Closer because it was a follower suggested read for me, and I don't want to let that person down. But I've been living off of audiobooks right now, and I have just been very selective in what I only want to listen to things I really want to read, because it has just so many books, so little time, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And this summer has been nuts. Like, this next month is so crazy for me. I'm like, I hope I have time to sit down and read. I don't know if I will. So I just haven't been in the mood to like listen to a thriller. Maybe once it gets a little colder outside, maybe I'll want to like read some, but I also am just like, I just can't enjoy thrillers like I used to because it really freaks me out.
Mm-hmm.
And I maybe said this on the podcast before, but like if it includes children of any kind in the book, like I just can't handle it anymore as a mother. And it sounds so weird, but I've heard a lot of people say that they can't, like, they love like true crime, and then they like become a mom and they're like, I can't listen to true crime anymore because I think I just like, it freaks me out a little bit. So I don't know.
Out of the ones you did read, which one was your favorite?
So the other ones I read were Done and Dusted. I've updated on the podcast about that. I did not love Done and Dusted. People We Meet on Vacation, though, I did read that one. Great summer read. I'm obsessed. Can't wait for the movie. I think it might be one of my favorite Emily Henry books. And then I did read all the first 3 of the Red Rising books, which the first one was on my to be read. And I think it's safe to say I'm obsessed. So we can leave it at that. But
Awesome.
Yeah.
What about you, Mikayla?
I finished all of them, all of my summer TBR, and I think my favorite, it was kind of similar to Kennedy, where like some of my summer TBR was just a little bit, it was missing something for me. I just, at the time when I like said them for the summer TBR, I was excited to read them, and then when I did read them, they were just not it. So it could have been, the wrong time to read them, but I had a few months, and I guess just none of them were the right time, except for Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. We shared that one mutually, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was probably my favorite of the ones I read. It was really good. So I'm glad that one didn't disappoint at all. So it was great. All right. Anyone else we feel good?
That's it.
Hopefully.
Sorry.
Go.
You go.
I was just going to say, hopefully fall is better. I think fall is just like the epitome of reading books.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just the best.
I feel like when it's cold is when I gravitate towards more fantasy books.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I tend to give higher stars to, just because, you know, romance is romance and it's great and it's fun,
Mm-hmm.
but they all kind of start to feel the same after a while. And so fall is just the time for fantasy, fall and winter. And also you can dedicate more time to it because our jobs are a lot slower in the winter months.
Yeah.
So you can just enjoy it a lot more, which I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I think everyone's just getting ready to cozy on up,
Yeah.
read some of their favorite books.
Mhm.
I think I've been looking forward to fall the most.
Me too.
Same.
So I feel like I've saved a majority of the books that I've been really excited for the fall.
Mhm.
So I'm excited to hear what you
Question.
guys have to say.
What is our time frame for fall? Like, when are we saying winter starts?
I would say December.
Yeah, I would say like
It's like
December
end of
through
November.
February.
Once the snow comes, that's winter to me.
But like
So,
for
like-
our TBR,
Oh,
like through the end of
well,
November, maybe.
when would we want to do like a
I would
winter
s-
one?
I would say December. Like a
December?
December episode would be winter
Yeah,
TBR.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I would say winter's like
Okay.
December
There's just a certain
to
book on here that I'm like,
March.
I don't know if I include this
Would
one
you
or
think
not.
that?
So
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say fall is September, October, November.
Yeah.
perfect.
Okay, let's get things started. I'm excited
Woohoo.
to hear what you guys have on your fall TBRs. So let's start with Kennedy first.
Oh, we're starting with me. Okay. All right. My first fall read is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab.
Oh.
I don't know. Well, actually, you know what? I think I can commit to the entire series. I'm going to commit to all 3 books for fall.
Oh.
I've had it on my shelf for quite some time, and I don't know. I just feel like it's going to be great. Mikayla has read this series, and the way she's kind of described it to me is that there's 3 or 4 different Londons stacked on top of
Mhm.
each other, kind of like a multiverse
Mhm.
vibe. And I just think also V.E. Schwab's writing just feels like fall to me. You
I
know?
would agree with that.
So I think it's going to be a really good fall read, and I've heard really great things about it. I just recently read another book that was about a multiverse, and it disappointed me heavily. So I'm hoping this one is going to be a good multiverse series. It's 3 books, and they're not that long. Like 600 pages each.
Yeah. I think the last one is the longest one.
Okay.
So,
I'm very excited.
yeah. I think the fall is a great time to read those ones.
Thank you. I appreciate
So-
it. I'm excited.
All right, I'm going to start with this one. I don't think you guys are going to steal it, but I'm just excited to talk about it. The Songbird and the Heart of Stone by Carissa Broadbent.
I forgot. When is that one coming out?
I think it's like November 17th.
Oh,
Ooh.
exciting.
Yeah. So if you have read Serpents and the Wings of Night, this is a continuation of one character's story. So the way she has it split up is like there's the Crowns of Nyaxia, and that's I think going to be 4 books. So this is book 3, but it doesn't follow the same main characters.
Okay.
I don't want to like give anything away of the first 2 books. So it's like a different character's story, and then there's going to be a second book of that same story. That's book number 4, and she's calling it the Shadowborn Duet. So it's Shadowborn Duet book 1.
Okay.
So I would recommend reading Serpents first for sure, so you can get more of this character's like backstory. And I'm gonna assume it probably spoils the first Crowds of Nyaxia books. So,
Yeah.
but Serpents, I added this. So I add this to my TBR because when it comes out, and I'm very excited for the Songbird and the Heart of Stone. However, I will just say, if you haven't read Serpents and the Wings of Night yet, it is a very good fall read. It's like vampires, very kind of. It's not. I wouldn't call it a dark fantasy. It's not like
It is
Well, it's
dark.
a dark fantasy. It's not like a dark fantasy romance.
Yeah.
There's romance in it, but I wouldn't say it's a dark romance.
Well, most of it takes place
Literally in the dark.
in the dark.
It's
which is
they're
violent.
vampires. It's very violent. The story. It's literally one of my favorite books ever. The very first one. So
You can't have them sparkle in the light. So.
yeah. So I was also debating on whether I should reread the first 2 books because I seriously love them so much. But I'm like, I don't know with the amount of time I have to read, and I don't know, it'll be interesting to see if I decide to read them again. I mean, I remember a lot from them, but a part of me wants to read them again because I love them so much. So we'll see if that happens. But not regardless, I will be reading book number 3, and Carissa Broadbent is my fave, and I love her. So,
guys, I'm reading this synopsis, and it almost sounds like I'd be curious to know when this book take place. It almost sounds like it takes place before.
does it?
I don't know. I can't really remember how the second book ends, so don't quote me on that. But anyways,
All right.
I agree with Reggie. They're all great.
But
After further investigation, I retract my statement. I do believe it is based after the other 2 books. I just had kind of forgotten what happened at the end of the second book. So.
I feel like I remember the first book of Serpents in the Wings of Night a lot better
Me too.
than the second one.
Me too.
For some reason.
I think it's because I like the first one a lot better.
like I was saying, very good fall, like Halloween spooky, but it's not spooky. It's just the setting is spooky. Anyways, yeah.
It's a good fall read. That would be
Yeah.
a good series to read in the fall
Yeah.
for sure.
Yup.
Okay, Mikayla.
Oh, it's me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I feel like you guys are going to be really proud of my Fall TBR. First one on my list, Daughter of No Worlds by Carissa Broadbent.
Hey,
Heck yeah.
I'm currently reading that right now. I'm about halfway through.
Really?
We love Carissa Broadbent.
I just have major FOMO, so I gotta catch up. I'm falling behind, everyone. Yeah, I'm excited about it.
It's reminding me a lot, which I won't get too into detail of my thoughts on the book because we're going to eventually, we all picked books for each other. This is the book Reggie picked for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's reminding me a lot of Shadow and Bone.
Okay.
I haven't read Shadow and Bone, so
It's kind of, I don't know why, it's like the same but different. That's the best way I can describe it. For some reason, it's just reminding me of Shadow and Bone. So,
Okay.
but I am enjoying it.
All right. Second one for you.
Oh, I'm up again. Okay.
How many books are we doing again?
I
have
4.
I have 5.
But I can add another one.
I have 5, but I can do 4 if I need
Let's do
to.
5. Can you find
Okay,
any?
yeah, we can do 5.
Okay. All right. This one. I don't know if. Okay, I'm just going to be honest. I'm not probably going to read the entire series this fall. But I'm going to attempt to read Zodiac Academy.
Oh.
The first book is instantly available on the Libby app. And we did a TikTok where we ranked series and we put Zodiac Academy, I think, at 10 or something.
Because we hadn't read it.
Because we haven't read it, and everybody came for us telling us that we need to read it, and I've heard very mixed things about it. I've heard it's not written very well, but just to go along for the ride. So I'm going to attempt to read the first book. I'm not committing to the whole series, but I will read the first book.
I love that.
I don't know why. It's just,
Will you pull up your Libby?
Yeah.
I want to see if yours comes up as the graphic audio.
it doesn't show, but yeah, it is available
pull
instantly,
mine.
and I was going to borrow it, but I have a few other books that I need to listen to before. So if any of you listening have read Zodiac Academy, please let us know how it
the
is.
graphic audio pops up for me. That's the only one I'm seeing.
Yeah, it's graphic audio.
Oh, it is a graphic audio. Should I just borrow it?
I started listening to it actually on the way here. It's interesting.
I mean, everybody talks about it, and I'm having a little bit of FOMO, so we're going to give it a try. It's like 8 books long, but they're all pretty short, I think. We'll see.
I think they progressively get bigger.
Okay.
Hmm.
And I think they progressively get better, is what I've heard.
That would make sense.
So,
Okay. Love that.
honestly, wait, do you guys know anything about it?
Nope.
No.
I don't know anything about it.
I actually would prefer
Not to know.
not to know anything.
Which I think is surprising that none of us know anything about it with the amount of TikToks that I see about it.
Yeah.
I have 0 spoilers. Now that I've said that, TikTok is going to start giving me
Hide your
Zodiac
phone.
Academy. Yeah.
Hide your phone.
Mhm. Anyway.
Okay, is it my turn?
Mhm.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to read. I'm not committing to all 4 books. I'm going to do Spark of the Everflame.
Oh.
I have been hesitant to start. I've been really wanting to start it. I don't know a ton about it, but the reason why I've been like intrigued to start it is because there's so many other fantasy books that I want to read, but they're like book 1 and the second book hasn't come out yet
Mhm.
or whatever. But most of these are out. I'm a little nervous about it though because they've all come out within a very short amount of time between. So that's why I'm looking forward to reading it, because I don't want to be sitting and waiting on books. I'd rather start some of these other series I want to read once more of the books are out. Plus, they're all on Kindle Unlimited.
Mhm.
They're all, the first one's fairly short, but the rest of them are pretty long. Like some of them are over 1,000 pages, which kind of intimidates me. But we also recently posted on our Instagram like our favorite books of the year so far from each month. And a few people commented saying that this whole series was like their favorite thing they read this year. So I am going to do it.
I mean, if it's on Kindle Unlimited, you can't really go wrong. You don't have to, buy the book.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is it on? Can you listen to it too? Is it on Audible too?
I think it's on Audible, but it's not on Libby.
Okay.
So
I wonder if because sometimes how they do, if it's free on Kindle, it's free on Audible.
oh yeah, I don't think it is like
okay.
that. I don't think
Okay.
from what I had seen. So yeah, I'm just I'm looking forward to seeing what it's all about. And we'll see how far I get into the series this year. But
That's exciting. I've heard really good things about that book. So I have no idea what it's about, but I've seen a lot of people really like it.
Mhm.
So tis me.
Tis me.
Let me go to my notes. I exited out of it on accident. Okay. For my second fall TBR. Also, I feel like this goes without say that I'm assuming these are not the order you guys are going to read them in.
no.
So the second book that I'm just picking is Fable. I need to buy. I don't know.
A lot of people love that book.
Fable
Wait.
by Adrienne Young.
Let me see that.
It's the one with the cool covers that like go
yeah.
together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have read one of Adrienne Young's books, and I feel like right now the one of hers that is the most popular is The Unmaking of June Farrow.
Oh, you haven't read that, have you?
Nope.
Okay.
But yeah, I liked her book that I had read, so I'm really excited to continue reading some of her books. So I'm going to go a little bit on a side tangent. I'm trying to, if I start a series, I'm going to continue the series, at least for me, because I feel like I get out of it and then I don't like the later books at all. Unless I am deciding to not continue with the series, I'm going to finish the series. So when I say a book, I'm going to finish the series. So that's what I'm doing.
But are you still planning on doing like palate cleanser books if you feel like you need it? Or are you just going to go straight through?
I think
no
I
matter
might
what?
just go straight through no matter what.
Because that's what I did the last 4 months is I would read a book and then I would switch to a different series and then I would do whatever. And I do think it makes it really hard to get back into the world and to fully enjoy a series. One series that I think has severely suffered because I just didn't read through is Mistborn. I'm feeling like I'm having a really hard time doing the next book, but I think that's a great idea.
Well, maybe I would do a romance book, but I am not gonna start any books that have a series. No starting another series.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I think my reading has just suffered from it. Because then I'm like, oh, I need to start the third book. And I'm like, oh, I don't even necessarily remember that much from the second. And I'm like, I'm not in the world. Anyways, so I'm committing to all of these series when I say them, which is a lot. But
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I think that's great. Okay. My next book. And it's coming because I saw Heather recommend this book. And I just feel like fall, I have to at least read one type of witchy book. So I'm going to read A Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. I can't remember the author's name, but from the synopsis, I think it's just like a witchy-ish rom-com.
Cute.
Ooh.
Which sounds like the X-Hex,
Mm-hmm.
which I didn't particularly enjoy last fall, but I think that'll be a great book to add to my Libby to listen to this fall.
Yeah.
Just an easy rom-com about witches. Witches! And that's about all I know about the book. That and Heather recommended it, so it's got to be good.
Okay. I'm a little nervous about this one because I've literally never heard of it except for one TikTok I've seen. And like I was saying at the beginning of this episode, I just haven't been feeling thrillers. And so I thought this book, I just remember seeing a TikTok about this book. And I'm like, a book like this would be kind of fun because it probably has like a bit of that true crime-ish thriller vibe to it. But it's more mystery, like a whodunit type thing. So it's called You've Been Summoned by Lindsay Lamar. And when you guys go to her profile, she only has one other book. It has like 29 ratings. It's called Better Off Guilty. But You've Been Summoned, it only has 724 ratings. It came out in February of this year.
Oh.
And so anyways, I'm like, let's support a lesser known, newer author.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It's an interactive mystery novel.
Ooh.
So it's available instantly on Libby too, which I'm like, sweet, that's great. But it's about a group of friends that meet up for like a costume party, and they're in like a 1940s home, and that's like kind of the style for the costume party, I guess. And I think it's supposed to be like a haunted kind of place that they're staying in. I can't remember. But basically the main character, her twin sister goes missing during the party, and they find her body. This is all in the synopsis. And so they're just trying to figure out like what happened to her. And so all the reviews are really fun because they're just saying like, had me hooked for the entire time. It was so fun to try and figure it out. And they just felt like it was like reading a murder mystery party. But yeah, a lot of the reviews are just saying it's very interesting, delightful. Anyways, so I hadn't heard much about it other than one TikTok I saw. So I was like, this kind of sounds fun. I'm going to give it a go. It's not a very long book. Like I said, instantly available on my Libby app. And seems like a fun fall read.
Sounds really fun.
So I'll keep you guys posted.
Please do.
Yeah, You've Been Summoned by Lindsay Lamar.
I'd be interested, like interactive. What does that mean?
You know, that's a good question. I was going to keep looking at reviews to like see, but I didn't want to get it like spoiled for me. But like a lot of people, like one review says, an interactive mystery novel where I'm the detective, sign me up.
Okay.
So it says a beautiful book full of clues to study, interviews to read, and conclusion. So I think it has like maybe articles. I don't know.
Would it be? Because on the Libby app, is it to like read?
I'd read on my Kindle.
Or is it? Okay.
Yeah, I'd be reading it.
I was like,
it's not. Yeah, it's not an audiobook.
Okay.
So I would just save it to my Kindle.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll keep you guys posted on that because I'm very intrigued by it.
It sounds good.
And it sounds kind of different, you know? So.
Okay.
Yeah.
The third one on my list. And I did this because I think I needed to take a break from series because I'm committing to a lot of series for this fall. And it comes out in November. It's Lost and Lassoed.
Oh, yeah. Rebel Blue Ranch?
Yes.
Lyla Sage?
Yep. It's not like, okay, her first two books are not my favorite books ever, but I feel like it's a good, like, simple romance. And I've read her first two books, and so I want to continue. I want to see who the next characters are going to be in this romance series. So I needed a little romance.
She did some palate cleansing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
After some series. Yeah.
Yes. So
I feel that. I will also read that one. I've read the first two. You know, they're fun little Western romances, and they're just easy. All right, my next book is a thriller.
Oh.
And it is Sleep Tight by J.H. Markert. I don't know how you say the last name, but from what I've gathered it is about someone who is a survivor of a serial killer. It says that if you like The Black Phone and Whisper Man, you will like this book.
It's not even out yet. It comes out September 10th.
Mm-hmm. And basically people are saying this author is the clear heir to Stephen King.
Oh gosh.
Interesting.
So sounds great. I mean, yeah, I feel like I needed a thriller for the fall, and it sounded great. It's also a book of the month choice if you guys subscribe to Book of the Month. So you can join me and read it. Today's episode sponsor is Book of the Month. If you're looking to dive into the latest must-read novels or discover hidden gems, Book of the Month is your perfect match.
Every month, they curate 5 to 7 newly released books for you to choose from in a variety of genres, so you can always find something that sparks your interest. Whether you're into gripping thrillers, heartwarming romances, or thought-provoking nonfiction, there's something for everyone.
Since we all read a mix of every genre, we always get so excited to make our book selection every month. I picked A Sound to Drown Rivers by Anne Liang.
I picked Phantasma by Keely Smith.
And I picked Sleep Tight by J.H. Markert.
I love Book of the Month because they often release books before the publication date.
They also offer free shipping, and whenever you feel like skipping, you can skip anytime.
Book of the Month also has an app with polls, the ability to rate books, and fun content. Sign up for Book of the Month today with the code CARDIGAN and get your first book for just $5. That's right, just $5 for a brand new hardcover.
Let Book of the Month know we sent you. Choose I'll Read What She's Reading podcast in the survey after your book ships.
Happy reading.
Have you watched The Black Phone?
Mm-mm.
It looks so scary.
Well, we'll see. I
also got that one, and so
I really just want a thriller. I want a thriller to scare me. Like, I want to be scared, okay? I want to like read a book and have nightmares because I've never had that happen.
Oh, you've never had that happen?
No.
I've
had moments where I've been a little creeped out, but I just want to be spooked.
I think
Take some magnesium glycinate after. That stuff's been giving me wild dreams.
Verity gave me a nightmare.
So I don't have high expectations per se. It has a 4.16 star rating with only 628 ratings on Goodreads right now. And that's from people with ARCs because it's not out. And it's only 330 pages.
That's a lot of arcs, I feel like.
So I'm excited. It'll be good.
That's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my romance book for the fall. Life's Too Short by Abby Jimenez. It's the last book. I haven't read that one yet. And so, yeah, it's the third book in the Friend Zone books series. So I gotta read that one. So
it's cute.
It is cute.
Yeah. That's all I'll say about that one. So
if you know us, you know we love Abby Jimenez. So.
Who would have thought? There's like 6 authors we talk about 24/7 on this podcast, and she's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Love her.
Okay. I can't decide if I'm making my list a little too big.
Shoot for the stars.
Okay. Okay, I'm adding this one. And I feel like I'm a little surprised none of us have read it yet. So I'm doing us a service and I'm reading it because I feel like it's everywhere.
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
From Blood and Ash.
Mm-hmm. I have the first book.
Me too.
When you start it, let me know and I'll start it at the same time as you.
Okay. I actually
many
have the
books are
graphic
there?
audio.
Oh,
On
there's a
Libby
graphic
right-
audio
Yeah,
of it?
there's a graphic audio of it.
I
On
love the
Libby.
graphic
Is it
audios.
available instantly?
I don't know. Go check.
Okay.
I don't
many-
think I had to wait very long.
4
Okay,
books?
I'm gonna add it right now.
I've heard a lot of mixed things. Like some people really love the books after, and then I've also heard some people like they just get worse. So I'm a little nervous, but you know, I'm just going into it blind. I have literally no idea. I know the main character's name, and that's it.
People say that you love him.
Her.
Well, people say that you love him, and I guess her too. It's only part 1.
Only part 1.
I might maybe
Is
I want
there
a different
not?
library.
Is there not a part 2?
No, I only see the part 1.
That's literally
That's another book. I feel like From Blood and Ash and Zodiac Academy are in the same category for me because I just hear such mixed things, and that's
Yeah.
why I've been putting them off for so long.
Mhm.
I have heard that people like her new series better. It's a spin-off from Blood and Ash.
Mm.
So
I think the second one is coming out on September 29th. on
Okay.
Libby. So maybe I'll. Did you hold it?
I'm gonna hold it.
How
yeah.
long of a wait does it say it is?
7 weeks.
Okay. Anyways,
That'll be a good one.
yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see what this is all about because a lot of people compare it to ACOTAR.
It's vampires.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't think it is. Is it?
I thought it was vampires.
I think it's vampires.
Oh,
Maybe
that
I'm
would make
just-
sense from the
maybe I'm-
blood and
I
the
mean,
ash.
that's-
Just the title.
I'm just assuming because it has blood in the title.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was trying to decide between that and Spark of the Everflame, and I was like,
I've heard better things about Spark of the Everflame.
Yeah, no, I think that was great. Sorry, I don't know.
I love vampires though.
The ash, I don't know, like
Maybe.
maybe. Sorry, I'm
That's
just
funny.
dumb.
That's great.
I once again have no idea what they're about. All I know is one of the main characters' name is Poppy. So
Cute.
that's all I know. Okay, that's all I got.
I support that.
Thank
This is
you.
my.
It's your turn,
Mine
Reggie.
turn?
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, no, it's you.
Oh, it's me.
No, it is
Just
you.
kidding,
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
me. This is my last book on my fall TBR, and I think this is the book that I'm most excited for. And I don't know. Have you guys ever seen TikToks about the Will of Many?
No.
Oh, it's just me. Okay.
Will. Wait,
So-
is that what? I think I just barely added it to my. Wait.
Anyway,
The will
will of
of
the
m-
many.
of the
Yes,
many.
I just barely added
Okay.
it. Kenzie's reading it right now, right?
Yes. Yes. So I have gotten so many TikToks about this book, and that's crazy that these two haven't, but maybe it's just geared towards me. So from what I've gathered, and this is what really moved it up in my TBR, is someone who had read it was explaining that Red Rising is about like Roman gods. It's based off of Roman gods. The Will of Many is a similar vibe to Red Rising, but it's based on Greek mythology.
Mm.
So that made me think, okay, I'm going to absolutely love this book because of how much I like Red Rising. And I just was looking at some reviews before we started this episode, and it literally sounds just like the first Red Rising book, but basically people were saying if you loved Hunger Games, this is like Hunger Games but Greek mythology and a little bit of dark academia.
Mm.
Yeah, I saw someone saying like it was the girl that always makes those very like satire. I don't know how you would explain her videos. She always like talks like this, like she does like the ACOTAR weird casting things
Mhm.
for random things.
Mm-hmm.
She was saying, so I think she read like all the ACOTAR books this year and a bunch of, she's just gotten really into fantasy. She was doing that sound with like the John Mayer sound, the Kim
Yes.
Kim Kardashian?
And she picked the Will of Many.
Yeah, she picked the Will of Many over so many like very
Mhm.
like Fourth Wing,
Yeah.
ACOTAR, like and yeah, she was like, I think her caption said something like one of the best books I've read this year.
I've heard
So that's when I went and added it.
Yeah.
But I didn't know anything about it. I just went and added it. So
Yeah, I've heard the ending like is actually insane. And the next one comes out in May of next year. So it's time for me to read it. I've had it for probably 2 months, and it's time. It's time for me to read it.
It is time.
I feel it deep in my bones.
How many books are in the series?
I think as of right now, there's just 2.
Okay.
But it's not a complete series, so it could potentially be more, which is unfortunate. But I just think it's going to be right up my alley. Sometimes it's nice to have fantasy books. There's not even
a second one out.
Yeah, it comes out in May of next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes it's nice to have a fantasy book that isn't strictly romantasy, just because I feel like, it starts to all feel the same. Mm-hmm. So we're going to throw that in there for a little switch up.
Nice.
Love.
Okay. I'm going to do Caraval.
Ooh!
I just feel like it's about time I read it. And also, they're not super long books. I have the physical books. They've just been waiting. Yeah, they've just been sitting on my shelf saying, read me. And I feel so sad that I'm not in the know. So then I'm sure that it could transition into winter with Once Upon a Broken Heart. Is that this, So,
I feel like it's a good winter one.
Once Upon a Broken Heart?
Yeah.
I feel like Caraval is a good fall.
Yeah.
Once Upon a Broken Heart is a good winter. That's exactly what I did last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just following suit.
Reggie, when is the last young adult book you have read?
Reckless.
Reckless, that's right.
Yeah.
I just feel like you don't read a ton of young adult. I mean, you did really
don't. Give me all the new adult things.
The new adult.
I just think new adult books just spark my interest a little more because there's usually a little more depth to them. I also just feel like a lot of YA books, I'm like, they'll always be, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of the new adult books are the ones I just really want to read.
Mm-hmm,
and it's not that I haven't really wanted to read Caraval. I think it's just that, I don't know. It just hasn't felt like the right time. So
I think you'll like them.
I think that would be good, especially with if I'm doing Spark of the Everflame and I want to read into I don't know. That's kind of a longer new adult series. So
adult?
I think go into Caraval with middle expectations and I think you'll be happy. It's just a very whimsical, I don't know, there's just something about it that feels really special that you don't feel in a lot of other books. I don't know how to
think
describe
that's maybe a lot of the reason why I haven't been drawn to a lot of young adult books is because I know it's there if I need something like that, but it's not something I'm super drawn to because I know it's just it's fun. Mm-hmm. And with so many books in so little time, I'm give me the good, knock me my socks off kind of book. Yeah. So not saying that maybe it still will. I'm not going into it with super high expectations or super low expectations, but I just really want to be in the know of all of the stuff. And I'm worried I'm going to get spoilers because I did see a TikTok the other day for Once Upon a Broken Heart and I was like,
I don't think you'd get spoilers for Caraval, but Once Upon a Broken Heart,
yeah,
you could for sure. Oh, that second Curse of True Love, is that what it is? The second one?
Yeah, I think so.
Out of all Caraval and those books, that one's the best. I'm excited for your journey whenever you make it that far.
I will also say this. I think one reason I've been a little hesitant to start it is because I know most people don't like the very last Once Upon a Broken Heart book.
It's not that I didn't like it. It just was disappointing.
Yeah. It's similar to the feeling of
Flame and Shadow.
Yeah.
Not to that same extent, but it just was it was a good book, but it was just the theories and everything I thought was going to happen just was better than what
it's fair
actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. All right,
Mikayla, I'm a little nervy for you to read it. I don't know why, but I'm excited.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like I'll stop talking about this. I feel like you will be able to appreciate the fact that it would be such a good movie or TV show.
I'm excited for the vibes.
Just honestly, just because of the vibes.
Yeah.
The vibes of it are just insane.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Love.
All right. For this one, I'm gonna do Red Rising.
I had a feeling. Especially when you're like, am I reading too much?
Yeah.
I genuinely, you guys, I cannot wait to hear Mikayla's thoughts about this book.
Same.
She's either going to love it or hate it.
I actually already started it.
I had a feeling you had.
Can you just tell me how
I
far
had a
in
feeling you had.
No, please just tell me how far you are. Give me a percentage.
No.
Please.
I'm not very far at all.
I want you.
I started it actually when I was on a trip a few weeks ago, and I said, no, this is not the right time to start.
Yeah.
And so I did not continue it because I was like, I'm just not ready to start this. So, and I also have listened the graphic audio to as far as I've read. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Okay. I will say, I would love to hear your updates, but I am going to put my hand on and say I'm not going to say
Yeah,
literally
can you
one
please?
single thing.
I
would
will
love
not
to hear-
respond.
okay.
I will not respond. What page are you on?
I actually have no idea.
for free.
Yeah.
They should still
I
be
think
there.
honestly, I don't want to listen to them. And I think I would want to do the graphic audio after, because when I was listening to the graphic audio, I was like, that's not how I pictured it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And so I want to go in it just having like
Yeah, your
just
own.
my own vision for things.
Yeah.
So
I think if you do listen to it, I would recommend the main narrator over.
the graphic
Yeah, they are all
Yeah.
free on YouTube.
He's very good. Very, very good.
Yeah, just
Okay.
give us updates and I won't. I promise you I won't respond.
Okay.
I swear on my life.
If she wants to say anything, she'll just say something to me.
I'll say something to Kyle. Kyle just finished it. He finished the first one.
Yeah, Kendall and I are starting
Just keep.
the audiobook
But literally, I'll keep my mouth shut.
next week.
Anyways,
Okay.
okay. Sorry. Guys, that just made my heart so happy. So.
I'm nervous, but it's okay.
If you don't like it, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's totally fine.
Well, I feel like I just have a lot of catch up to playing, which is
I feel
fine.
that too,
I'm
so-
doing that to myself, but
Don't feel any pressure. You get to it when
I
you get
don't
to
feel pressure, but I just feel like these authors are just pumping out books way too quick, and I'm just feeling overwhelmed.
it. We're just a girl. We're
Yeah.
just girls, okay?
We have jobs, and so I'm like trying to read all of like the older books, and then there's
Mhm.
newer books that are coming out, and so I'm like, I can't keep up. But
Me
I'm
over
trying really hard too. So
Mhm. Me over here just reading Divergent for the first time.
I love Divergent.
Also,
remember-
let me say something about Divergent. I think we've already told you this, but did you know that they never made the last movie?
No, so there's only 2 movies?
There's 3.
There's 3. They were going to split up the last book into 2 parts.
How
And
rude.
they never did part 2.
Well, technically, they ended the movie.
Don't spoil anything.
I won't
for
spoil
me.
anything, but like the title of the movie is not like part 1 or like they ended the movie. It honestly like they didn't even leave that much left for the second movie, and I think they knew that.
Really?
Yeah, because if you think about the book and how far they get into it, it's not even like halfway.
True. I just remember thinking that it was all in one part. And then the movie ended. And I remember I was with my brothers and I like sat up and I said something that's pretty big that happens in the book. And I was like,
But it's only like maybe a fourth of the book.
so they just ended it? Like,
I think they knew that they weren't going to make the fourth.
but why would they end it without?
I think they completely changed the ending
Yeah.
of the movie. Like, I think intentionally. I won't say anything, but like they changed. The movie is different from the book,
Okay.
like the last one.
Well, I thought the
But-
whole last book, like, the plot was similar, but there's like a certain element to it that I was like, that wasn't even the same thing in the book.
The one thing I don't love about reading a book
Is that one
is-
Allegiant? What's the last one?
the one thing I don't love about reading a book this far after everything, the movie, whatever, you can only picture the actors who play.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you can't really have like your own picture, which I don't mind picturing Theo James as 4. I really don't.
We have to do a watching party.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please.
Okay, hold on. I just looked this up. Taking cues from Harry Potter, Twilight, and Hunger Games franchises, Lionsgate planned to split Allegiant into 2 movies, but part 2 never saw the light of day after the first half bombed.
Oh.
Because I remember, like, I watched the movie and I was like, I did not like that.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think they did a very good job with it.
Yeah.
And maybe it just didn't do. Poor box office performance and lack of cast interest.
Cast interest.
That doesn't really surprise me that both of them.
I don't know. We should do a watch party because I would love to watch them.
All right,
again.
I'm in.
Okay, I will say I remember in middle school reading the entire 3rd book in one day.
I think I did that with the 2nd book.
One day. My
Well-
mom had to come take my book away from me.
Well, I'm just listening to them, so
That's so fun.
yeah,
I
it
love
has
that
been
for
fun.
you.
It has been fun.
I feel like you probably would have liked them a little bit more as like a teenager.
Yeah, you
100%.
But there's something nostalgic about them, and I don't love like Shailene Woodley
Mm-hmm.
as Triss,
Mm-hmm.
but I love Theo James as
Yeah.
Thor.
And
I actually-
and what's his bucket? Miles Teller
Miles
as
Teller. Wait, I don't. How far are
He's
you?
in the first movie.
I finished the
You
first
finished
book.
the first book. He plays. Is his name Peter?
No, Peter's the
No.
stupid one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Miles Teller's in
Okay,
it.
okay. Well,
So-
I'm excited. Sorry, that was such a tangent. That is not on
No,
our
we
Fall
love it.
TBR. I'm sorry.
It's our to be watched.
So fun though.
We'll be watching it.
I actually like how they aged up the characters because then I feel like it makes it more fun.
Yeah, I want to watch those.
Because how old are they in the books? Is she 16?
Yeah, she's young. I think she just had turned like 15 or 16. Because
Well, isn't that when they do the
Yeah,
the
okay.
divergent test or whatever
Yeah.
is when they're
The fraction test.
fraction test.
Faction. Yeah. Anyways, okay. I hope you guys liked the Fall TBR. Sorry, we went on a
With
little
a
bit
side of Divergence.
side of Divergent. We'll keep you updated when we watch that with Kennedy. And hopefully, if any of these are on your Fall TBR, message us. Follow along with our reading journeys. We would love to see your guys's. And we will see you guys next week. Bye.